Welcome to Hemp Sister Nation, where you don't need a reservation. I said, Mama, hello, stand with open arms. Here to warn you with the one more time. Yeah, one more time.
Good evening, and welcome to another episode of the Hempy Hour. I am one of your hosts, Gina Mama Epps, and with me as always, the beautiful
Lolo Carter.
We are both beautiful. Let's just do it together.
Soul sister. Today is an amazing day, guys. We talk to a lot of people, a lot of different industries. We try and dip in and out of cannabis, so we get a little bit of everything for you. But today's very special. Okay, we're bringing you John Plemmons, who we absolutely adore. John joins us from the agricultural side of cannabis. We don't talk nearly enough about that, but it is crucial what he's done. He's the founder of Agromerc. How do you say that?
Agromerc, I think. Agromerc. We'll clarify. Agromerc.
His academics are diverse. He's got degrees in both plant science and political science. He's furthering his education in agriculture production and sustainable agricultural studies. Yeah. So, and that is music to our ears.
Yeah, and it's really important. As Gina mentioned, we're constantly bringing in different elements and different professionals from all these different flags on the supply chain. And arguably, agriculture is the most important one. And we understand sometimes it's hard to connect to that. But I think once you kind of do that, connect with what a farm or the agriculture side of anything looks like, your corn that you're eating, whatever it is, right, you really start to paint a better picture. And we'll let John, go through and explain why it's valid.
We're supporting farmers. Yes. Support your local farmers. Yes. It's crucial.
All right, we're bringing them in wildly.
Yay! John Plemmons, how you doing?
I'm amazing. How are you, ladies?
Amazing now.
Yeah. Very good.
I'm looking so forward to talking with you.
Likewise. It's been a long time coming.
No, absolutely. And it's weird seeing you on video because I feel like we've known you forever and like we're just, hanging out again.
I do miss our little LinkedIn back and forth,
Uh-huh. Yeah, we'll have to bait you back on there one day. After your many travels of the world. So what are you up to? What have you, let's go back. What did you do before you did it all? Where did this all start, John?
I'm from Salinas, California, which is in Monterey County. It's almost $5 billion a year produce. It's the third highest grossing agricultural commodity county in the state of California. And that's home. That's home sweet home. That's over 20 years. And I grew up seeing the fields, and I saw so many people out there, but I didn't realize how small of an industry it actually is. So, a couple of my friends started farms when we were 16, 17, 18 at a local incubator. And, it's not, they don't hire American citizens really. And like back in the day, to see somebody of this complexion out in the fields, like that was...
Sure. No, are you going back? Would that been 90s?
Yeah, it was, actually mid 2000s really. And that's when it started to shift. Like we had the spinach, the E. coli outbreak in 2006. And like, that was really crazy. Yeah, I was only, 2006, I was 15. And
okay. And that's 10 years into California dabbling in cannabis, right? At that point.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was most of your life.
96.
Okay.
And entered the medical market, and then 2009, 1/1/09 was when decriminalization of possession happened, because it was still a misdemeanor up until 2009.
How fucked up is that?
I know, in the state of California, like I'm
disgusting.
I was shocked, and we got a funny story. My friends and I actually got caught for possession like 2 weeks before. Before the decriminalization took effect.
Oh my God! So you had to pay all your fines? I bet you didn't get a refund.
My buddy still had to appear, and it was, anyways. It's for running with
The whole thing is laughable,
It really
really.
is.
I mean, the whole last 80 years is laughable.
that's the rabbit getting down. That's because
Yeah, bringing everything
Hearst
on the way
Castle
down.
isn't far by any means from where I grew up. Like there's the beach with all the sea lions and stuff, right? San Simeon, I want to say.
Okay.
That's home. It's in a couple hours from my hometown, and you know, I never wanted to go into agriculture because like I saw how hard my dad worked and still works to this day, and you know, just all the time at the office. He does loans and leases for a bank in my hometown, and then you know, not really taking any vacations and stuff. I was like, yeah, office. I don't think so. I want to go into government or military or law enforcement. Like I went to the academy. I really had my heart set on potentially going into the intelligence community, and then you know, it was really funny. It was when I was there. It was right before I, funny enough, got kicked out for smoking cannabis at this place. Not surprisingly, being from California and all, you know, I had the thought that maybe I would be able to switch my major to plant science, and then I could, you know, transfer to New State or, you know, back to Cal Poly or Davis or
Right.
You know, very shortly after that, I actually was politely asked to leave.
Oh, man.
In the end of September.
They don't take too kindly to your kind.
Oh, fuck.
And started infusing oil and like continued working in the fields. I stopped drinking when I was 22. I haven't picked up alcohol. I'm 30 now. September 4th, 2013.
Virgo's in the house. Yeah.
Pretty pathetic existence, and yeah, just couldn't handle my liquor anymore. You know, and
Good for you.
I don't know how much we get to talk about mental health and cannabis on the podcast.
Oh my God.
Bring it on. We spent a whole month talking about mental health. All of May we had mental health experts. Yeah, bring it on. Let's go. Yeah.
I mean, it's
Cannabis saved my mental health. Like I've talked about it 10 times. It's saved for sure.
I mean, it's crucial to talk about it with or without cannabis. You know, for one, you know, here we want to normalize the conversation in general.
Right.
And if cannabis is part of that, we want you to share that. You know, it's important people to understand that it's not just dare.
No doubt. Like unaddressed trauma manifests in all the different ways that it does.
Right.
Alcohol was one of them, and you know, substances, ladies, like we know how it goes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I basically went to rehab. Out immediately started working about 9 months in to my sobriety back in agriculture, like on a W-2 and everything for the first time. Turn for a decent sized green onions and leek packing house in Salinas.
Okay.
Yeah, that was 2014. Then 2015, did some independent contract work. I worked for UC Davis after that.
Nice.
I let's see, 2016 worked for Driscoll.
No, in like their agriculture department? Wait for it.
Wait for it. It's the sea calling him.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're not supposed to be indoors right
Supposed to be
now.
outside of Miami.
You're getting pinged by the universe. He's coming back. I see it coming.
There.
There we go.
I took it off of Wi-Fi.
We were.
It was the universe not allowing you to be
Should be
indoors.
much better now.
You're supposed to be outside in Florida.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Good.
Uh-oh.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let me see if this is gonna make any difference.
There you go. Got it.
Plug in the headset and hope that I can actually. I lost audio.
We'll get.
It's fantastic. So, anyways, this is.
You want to know what we go through before we get people on the show.
Yeah,
So you're
Yeah.
primo.
only with my luck. Let me reconnect real quick. We'll come back in a minute.
Yeah.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
We were talking about mental health.
Yes.
And your 9 months of sobriety.
Yes.
Yeah, long.
Thank you for
stint.
sharing that. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's I like to spread the awareness, and I know that this one. Hold on.
You have to go sit on the router.
Yeah, right. Let's be honest.
That's what I do.
One toe on the
I'm
router.
sharing it right now.
Nice. There we go. There. Perfect.
Everything sounds good.
Yeah. So we'll give the balcony view. So
Just torture, man.
anyways,
Anyhow.
I know. It's all good. This is the way it was meant to
Yeah, just keep the
happen.
background as the concrete. We're
I'm
good.
a vulnerable dude. It's all good. We're gonna run with it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's been a wild ride. I never thought that, you know, I would do the things that I've done, especially, you know, basically the career track that I wanted before I got sober is that, like, I wanted to be king of the mountain. And, like, now that I am sober, I have a fighting chance of becoming king of the mountain if I really wanted to. I was on a fast track to the grave, honestly. I don't really think that I would have survived 2013 had I not stopped drinking. Like,
Wow.
Trinity County in California is the perfect place to hit rock bottom as a young, like, gutter drunk.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a lot to be said, you know, when you can identify that in yourself and then start to separate those people. You know what I mean? I mean, it's
especially at a young age.
yeah. I mean,
That's impressive.
yeah, you got almost, you know, over a decade underneath us, and that's
Right.
you know really. You don't see a lot of people come out of that. You know, alcohol being so available to everybody.
Right.
You know, I'm proud of you. Congrats, man.
Absolutely.
It's been a process, I would say.
So on your way to the king of the mountain here, you've armed yourself with a lot of like diverse academia, right? So, yeah, where does it bring you today? Like how? I mean, your profile is so dynamic. You know what I mean? From consulting to you know, it shows that life experience. Really great.
Supply chain is so much better worked out in produce than it is in the cannabis space, and certainly CBD as well. I mean, both of them. So, you know, because all this produce that we would produce back, it's 85% of the leafy green supply.
Okay.
From like April to October is the production season, and then everybody switches to Yuma, and because it gets just a little bit too cold to grow lettuce. And strawberries too, so everything switches to Yuma in Mexico. But
right,
you know, you go to Salinas, like especially this time of the year, and there's just trucks and trucks and trucks and trucks and trucks. And they're taking it everywhere from U.S., Canada to the port to the airport. Like there's strawberries from Salinas, you know, being served at restaurants in Dubai because they fly them air freight from San Francisco to Dubai same day. Like,
wow.
Pretty sweet.
Human there.
Yeah.
You can't get a human there.
And you know, the only thing that really has brought me into the cannabis space, like aside from the financial aspect of it, is just that like I believe in the power of the medicine. You know, like I look forward to seeing the peer-reviewed journals that are going to come out that prove it as an effective carcinoma killer, cannabidiol specifically.
Yeah.
You know, and otherwise, I'd definitely be moved on already. That's for sure. You know, I really want to do a lot of content creation and stuff, and just like continue to do the consult. Like, thankfully, consulting is there when I want it, and you know, gosh, just there's the spiritual aspect. Like, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah,
it's gonna be okay no matter what. Like,
I saw that you do a lot of pro bono for this particular reason, and I think that's, you know, really gracious for one. You know, paying what you've learned through your experience and your, you know, your life and paying that forward. because you send a message, a very specific message, and when you share that, people tend to follow that same message, and that's important part of what we're all trying to achieve, you know, to keep that grounding of where we all come from and the people before us, you know. You get lost a lot of the time, so it's really cool to see you doing that and offering your services. Yeah, no, I mean, appreciate you for sure.
Right. I just want to give back to the industry that like the plant has been there more for me than my own family has. Like I owe my fucking life to cannabis and CBD. You know, it's a rabbit hole, and gosh, like can we dive down into soil remediation for a little bit? Like, what do you think?
we just did 3 little known facts about hemp, and that was one of the 3 that we talked about. Like, you know, you talked about Chernobyl specifically because it was a well-known study, you know. But again, until people start to piece these little pieces of the story together, they're trapped in this mindset. You know, I mean, it's hard. I mean, people want facts, and they want their doctor to say it, and they want all of these things to line up in a pretty bow for that trigger yes to something. And just want to show you don't have to have that. You can just plug in little things and start making some, you know, little changes, and, you know, dip your toe in sinful thought of independent thought.
Like,
and do it.
God, it's so nice to see the policy and unraveling finally. Like, there's really, like, Florida is one of the places where it's set up just not in a very fair, like, social equity here and in California, like, unless it's the city of Oakland, like, shout out to the Biggity O. Like, they do it right. They do their social equity right. I've heard good things about Boston, I think, is another place where it sounds like social equity is, like, doing pretty well.
Trying. The Chicago's trying. You were saying that how many?
I mean, we have we've got you know, the criminal side of things. We've got, you know, charges being taken off, you know, for like, as long as it didn't have another criminal activity with it, you know. You know, they're doing that. Where they're failing probably is in the real sell that they gave to the community as far as bringing cannabis into Illinois, which is, you know, we're going to have this little social equity fund, and this is what it's going to look like. But when you start to peel away that onion, you see that they don't really have the resources for those, you know, people. And Gene and I,
it's laughable. It's truly laughable.
It's literally just words on paper.
I don't know if it's that. I don't know if it's that or just the mindset, like the deprivation mindset, like just being so focused on, like, oh my God, like I don't know, like I think about, like, where do I want my company to be in 10 years? Like, and I think about, like, my children that I don't have yet and stuff. Like, you know, I have to take all this stuff into consideration, at least personally, you know. And just give back. Like that's my whole thing. Like that's why I don't worry if stuff doesn't work out, which it doesn't work out all the time. Like the shit happens, you know. And there's plenty that does.
I'm put them in the pocket. Just take them home when we can have them back. We miss you. We're missing you. Oh, he's calling on this one too. We got you all over the place.
We are. Oh my goodness. Look at that. There we go. Thank you.
We'll figure this out.
Where were we? Yeah, just giving back, I guess.
Yeah. No, I mean, talking about your karma. It goes around.
So, yeah, something's working out. You know, I'm looking forward to all the international work that's finally coming up. I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't say finally, but, you know, it's a really big blessing just because, you know, these countries, let's see, hopefully I'll stay on the Wi-Fi. These countries have really been victimized by American multinationals.
Okay.
Like, big time. Eric Holder, in fact, before he was the Attorney General for Obama, he successfully sued for reparations. I think it was Chiquita, on behalf of the families who had been affected by the assassinations that they hired. Like any
for the
any types of reforms, like it's going to be very swiftly dealt with. You know, and thankfully, like things are even starting to shift a little bit there too, which like it's not necessarily just cannabis and hemp right now, but the kind of volume of cash flow that if you're a coffee producer, if you're a banana producer, if you're whatever, you know, any of the ones, sugar, that's another fun one.
Yeah. Americans don't buy sugar.
Right, yeah, never. We just put it in everything and hide it.
Yeah, streamline it.
Right. Straight to the veins. Oh man, but it's all like I just can't stress it enough. Like things are obviously changing, and you know, I feel like it's all for the better. I like to see how much more aware people are becoming, even if it is just a little bit, about the stuff that they choose to put into their bodies.
Right.
You know, like I don't know, like I don't drink alcohol. I still use nicotine. Like that's my jam. It keeps me, and cannabis obviously, but
similar jam.
Don't panic, it's organic.
American spirit.
Yeah. But yeah, God. It's a rabbit hole.
I think going off the change of things, I mean, I don't know anywhere in history with humans where big change actually happened without big conflict. And I think unfortunately we're just in so many different fights right now, you know, that it you know, I don't know, in a lot of ways it feels like make or break sometimes, you know what I mean, daily. Right. And you know, here's all of us just sitting here like trying to promote like, you know, plant and like, you know, like if we just did this, we'd have a better day tomorrow. But no, you know, but you know, keep plugging it. But you know, maybe cannabis is a tool like that. I mean, we've got people that don't want the change, but they're still going to have the money in the end, right? So is that the give and take of it? You know what I mean? We want, and they give their fucking money. Like, I'm
excited to see how Mexico goes. Honestly, like, it's going to be really interesting.
Stepped up, like the country itself just fucked off for so long. They're like, it's been 3 years, you assholes. We told you this is ridiculous. Like it's enough. You know what I mean? I'm dying to see how that unfolds. And how we're going to sit here with Mexico and Canada above below us, and we're just stroking in the middle. Like, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing?
I know.
I mean, the reality is that we use the argument that, you know, drugs come from other countries, rarely from here.
Never.
You know what I mean?
Don't exist on this side of the border.
We're only like... Yeah, we like to play with chemicals here, you know, methamphetamines and such.
Right.
You know, plants, you know, save the Yeah, we got to give you something to turn the cannabis over. Right. You know, mix cane, alcohol, you know, whatever.
There we go. Now we're back.
Hey. Yeah, I didn't even notice that one.
Well, what is there anything that you can talk about that's coming up? Like, you know what I mean? Is there anything exciting going on? I know you got to keep some stuff on that.
South America is looking pretty great right now. Like, as far as what like I really want to do personally, like I just want to go spend like a month down in the jungle in somewhere in Central America and just film stuff in the jungle for like a month without my cell phone or anything.
Mama, I'm with ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca, right?
Can I be meeting Mama?
I very well may have written a paper about ayahuasca for a term paper at Cal Poly.
Very intriguing, Down.
Go Broncos.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. That is something that's very intriguing to us.
Yeah.
Tapping in and really trying to figure some shit out is very intriguing. Very intriguing.
I'm literally
I don't know about all these ones that like the pop-up events, basically that people throw in places like LA and the Bay and stuff. And you know, sometimes I don't know, maybe it is a real shaman sometimes, but like I'd rather go get like the real experience in Peru or Colombia or Ecuador or something.
Absolutely.
Like,
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, if you're doing something to really unravel the carnage that sometimes happens in life and self and dissolve ego, you don't want John Bob doing that for you. I mean, maybe John Bob. I don't want to stereotype like that, but there's a very specific place where that medicine is birthed. And that's where you want to be as close to that as possible, because you know, not everybody comes out the way you need to come out if you don't. So, yeah, it's definitely something. I don't know if I could do it in Peru though. Like maybe, right? Yeah. We're gonna talk while you're frozen on this cute poster picture.
Muties, he's coming and going. Are you in a banana tree?
Are you doing TikToks now?
What are you doing now, John? I'm trying to unmute that.
There we go. Sparking up a little something. Take that.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
And give me the nice
I mean, it was a commercial break, so have that out.
Great.
Oh, we crossed most of the nature land here, from radishes.
You're talking about ayahuasca. This was carrots, like amazing. All right. Well, what else?
Gosh.
Do you have time for us to run a bunch of random questions at you?
Please, by all means.
The more random, the better.
Yeah, seriously.
Sure. You want to start, Gigi?
Yes.
All right. So we're going to put it on the screen. Without magic.
And if you could just pass that over.
There we go, yes.
All right. When you are not working, how do you like to spend your time?
Alone in nature.
Oh, beautiful. Connecting with Mother Nature.
Right. No shoes,
Less
right?
humans, the better.
Fully grounded.
No shoes and no humans. Excellent combination.
I love it. Aww. I hope he's not saying something important.
AI doesn't like his answer.
No, you're being censored from, I don't know who. StreamYard. Yeah. All right, well, let's get rid of that one. Wait till he comes back.
Yeah, we're good.
Hey.
All right.
Hi, welcome to Happy Hour.
Yes. Glad to be here.
Oh, we're going to keep having you do that, because I have to keep putting it out. We kind of, I think, we heard about your earlier jobs, but what was your first job, and how old were you?
Well, if you count 4-H, raising pigs, I started that at 9 years old. That was Y2K. That was 2000.
Wow.
Yeah, and then like my first actual W-2 job, I was actually a communications intern at a two-way radio company in my hometown. Yeah. Wow. Yep.
I mean, shit, you're pretty versatile in life experience. Really cool.
I can elaborate a little bit on that. Like, I grew up in a war zone. Like, out of the 19,000.
Oh no.
A war zone.
There he is.
Yeah.
Repeat what you were saying about the war. We don't miss it.
Salinas didn't start to finally calm down until like 2015. It is the youth murder. Leading up to that point, it's pretty much always been the youth murder capital of California.
Oh.
Yeah. And so I got into scanners when I was like 13. I think I bought a police scanner for the first time, and then like just to listen to what was going on. And so it was fitting for me to take, you know, just this little humdrum back of the warehouse.
Yeah.
Equipment, but also doing a lot of really cool stuff too at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah, 2008. That's right before the crash.
Oh, so how long were you in Salinas?
I left the first time in 2011, and then I came back for a little bit. I left in 2012, and then just for my junior college studies, I lived there from the end, right around this time actually, Yeah.
Where
One
do
of
you
those.
call home now these days?
I usually stay in Humboldt County, but I'm
Okay.
exploring my options. Puerto Rico definitely doesn't sound bad, and Mexico certainly doesn't sound bad either. So
That's
see.
for sure.
Yeah.
It does not.
Especially Puerto Rico, because they're pretty friendly on the Second Amendment stuff there, so that's pretty cool.
Man, grab them when you can.
Yeah, no kidding. Right.
Very similar to Wisconsin in that aspect.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting living here because it's not, it's a non-issue until you make it a fucking issue.
Right.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? We're from Chicago originally.
Right.
I travel to Chicago every other weekend, and I hate going there now because I've had this experience where people mind their fucking business.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you have the choice to get involved in that conversation or not, but nobody's judging you if you're in it or not in the conversation.
You just live your life.
You just do that. What a fucking concept. Anywho, we lost you again, but I'm going to put this on the screen, and then we'll get...
So when you return.
We will be here.
There we go. Traveling into Chicago every weekend.
Yeah.
And go.
Yeah, it's just much better here.
Yeah.
So much more laid back. I mean,
It's just, there's no, it's not even comparable. Like the traffic and the noise and the people.
Right.
Oh, we just want to relax. We're in our 40s, so we want to relax.
No, we don't want people to tell us what we have to argue about. We know what we care about. And that's my biggest thing when I go there is you're in an environment where you're literally being told how you feel and how to argue about it. And if you're not doing that, that's how you get judged. You're either judged for how you argue or not doing it. It's so fucking hypocritical. And
go to the jungle.
Go to the jungle. Fall out of the fucking universe.
I don't know. We can't make up our minds, basically, as a society, what is what.
Yeah. What matters? Being a decent person's out the window now. I thought it mattered.
Yeah.
All right, where are we? Okay, what exciting thing do you have coming up third quarter?
Third quarter. Travel. Lots of travel. Hopefully.
Awesome.
Humidity and heat.
Nice. Tropical, that sounds?
Yeah, in Canada.
Yeah.
Ideally. So.
Well, that is heaven.
Quick. Colombia.
Awesome. Awesome.
We're going all the way in.
You guys keep us posted on this journey. Send random texts, send us pictures.
Yeah.
Please
Absolutely.
do.
I mean, it's important, right? Documenting that, again, share those stories, man. Give somebody something to look forward to in life.
Yeah. I'd love to start a Patreon, honestly. That's the one thing that I definitely will plug, especially being off of LinkedIn. I'm gonna start a Patreon as soon as possible.
Please do that.
There's absolutely.
Yeah, we've got all the stuff in the back end pretty much set up, but would love to have a collab with you and bring you on special guests
somewhere.
Yeah, right. John travels the world. We'll be where's Waldo? Where's John? Yeah. Well, we have you.
What
was your favorite subject in school?
In secondary school or undergrad?
You pick.
Let's go undergrad.
Undergrad, chemistry.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Science. I like it.
Yeah.
Now you hear the word science and you get a little nauseous. It's not the same.
It's so great. I just embrace it. At the end of my undergrad, I do not wish my undergrad on anybody. Don't go to school for 6 years.
Deal.
Do something.
Yeah, you guys have something in common.
Minoring in plant science and then majoring in agribusiness.
Right. Now, do you own one arm, one leg, and a kidney for the time you were in college, or no? That's just me.
It saves a lot of headache later on down the road.
Yeah, I bet.
But chemistry for sure, statistics for sure. I have to pick
numbers and science, awesome.
Yeah.
Those are definitely two of my favorites.
God. it gets the juices flowing. So
Yeah, definitely.
It's an interesting combo you have because you also have this other side of you that is just so right-brained.
Right. Yep. And
Very interesting.
I lost. I lost it when I transferred. Like I was starting to hang out with filmmakers and stuff back home, in the Bay Area, and then like I was on a quarter system, and like I had to work and stuff too. You know, get my own bread, and got barely like I shot as much as I could, but it was pretty abysmal.
Okay,
But,
yeah, what would it be?
yeah, not many projects. Not many projects back then. Finally, it's only taken since graduation and then a little bit to finally.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it's all good. You know, like I wouldn't trade this for any. Like I'm in South Florida right now. I never thought that I'd be here. And, like,
Yeah.
go and,
Yeah.
yeah, obviously.
A wrinkle in the sky.
All right, last one. If you had one wish, what would it be? I wasn't fast enough. I should have stayed in fast forward.
Right. I'm gonna have so much fun with this.
It's yours, John.
John.
Come back to us.
All right, you have to
We
You
are
had one
live.
wish, what would it be?
As the storm's blowing in too, this is great.
See it, your hair is
It started here too.
Yeah.
It's I don't know, like just to be as close to like fully securely attached as possible. Like I still struggle with my avoidance issues and like my fear of intimacy and shit. Like it really it affects you like over time, and like it's over the past 3 years since like I'm finally addressed all that shit. So like not just a walking red flag everywhere I go.
If you want, it's also something I date. So
Right. Like, not just somebody fun to hang out with on the weekends anymore, basically. Like, you know, God, yeah, it's crazy. Like the manifestations of shit when the decades go by. I mean, you guys can relate for sure. Growing up in Chicago, like you know, the person that you were between 18 and 30 were two very different ladies, I'm sure.
Oh my God. And my 37 is two totally different.
I have to go in micro years, 18 to 20, 22 to 27.
Yeah.
You know,
Right, 6 months.
what they call a 7-year swap.
And John, to give you hope, I mean, I was you. I had a wall built up as far as I could see. I was single till I was 37. Married at 38, baby 39. Yeah, so you have plenty of time.
Oh yeah, I do. Oh yeah, I got a lot of jungle to explore. In the meantime.
Exactly. And you can't have a wife and kids in the jungle. You got to get done that.
You really can.
I'd be down. I'll give it a try.
I'm doable.
I like it.
We'll see. We shall see. I don't know. Tissue culture is what I'm most excited about for Latin America, and eventually it'll be Africa too.
How awesome!
Yeah.
Like I want to be open source. Like if anybody ever wants to talk about tissue culture, like just holler at me. I've got a gang of people that are
that's
a lot better versed in it than I am.
Yeah, and that's our last thing. If you could just leave our listeners or our viewers with, like, how can they get in touch with you? How can they, if they wanted a consultation, or how would they get in touch with you? What's the easiest way?
Easiest way of probably if they're on ClubHouse.
Okay.
John C. Plemmons on ClubHouse. My Instagram's on there. I have a Calendly, calendly.com/Agromerc. They can reach me there. And then my email address, agromerc@protonmail.com.
Awesome.
Yeah. And
yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Go ahead.
Okay, cool. My last plug is for my buddy's company. It's
yes, bring them out.
Yeah. Please.
Yeah.
I think you might be on a call right now. It looks like it.
I have a star.
him and his wife. They got 2 beautiful daughters here in Florida, and yeah, hopefully the elderberry gummies are amazing.
Yeah, can you, I mean, if he doesn't get a chance to talk anymore, can you at least shoot us his info? You know, maybe email, connect us to him. Let's see what he's got going on, and you know, who knows how we can help.
If there's any like resources, we can put them in there and link out. You know, the product.
100%. And how's everything going on your guys' end with everything? Like, I love that we can have this candid conversation while like everything is in motion around us.
Absolutely. Good. I mean, I think I had told you we had our head team. He had hired 6 of the top 8, you know, mass distributors in the entire nation. So we got products going into 300,000 stores starting third quarter. A big mass media push. You know, offers for days. So a lot of exciting stuff coming.
And I think Jaden and I are hubbing ourselves in the educational push.
Yes.
Nice.
I think we have a lot to say to help consumers jump out of the madness before they get sunk into it. You know what I mean? And
it's coming. Like it's coming. But we like it's coming, and we have to make sure people are ready because they don't know anything about this plant.
They don't know anything. Right. I guess part of that is if you have a consumer that's not educated, when the FDA comes out and says A, B, and C, you've got nobody to fight against it.
Right.
Because they just think that's the best course of action. You've got to kind of expose them to all of this. So when it comes around, they can take a position on something fully educated.
Right. And I hope that, you know, it's only taking shape right now, really, in like the Northwest, the Bay Area, and Canada, as far as like North America goes, talking about terps.
Yeah.
And flavonoids, there's even less conversation happening.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like none.
Yeah.
It's pouring. Is it pouring by you right now?
I had to come back inside.
You heard it's got really early.
It came out of nowhere.
There we go.
Yeah. Big cloud coming. I was like, oh, he's coming. Yeah.
We're going to sit next to the router now.
Yes. Give me the money, chat.
Do they have a website or anything? Or not yet?
Do you have a website? What is it again? Yeah. Imaginal.tech.
Imaginal?
Maybe make a little note here in our pipe.
Like imagine except imaginal. .tech. Best elderberry gummies in existence.
There we go.
All right.
Yeah.
Imaginal.tech. I'm out.
By all means.
So you got gummies. Let's talk about what is their profile? What are they?
There we go. They actually put a QR code.
All right.
For the COA. You could just look it up anytime. Right.
But all the individual ingredients that were pulled, including the hemp, everything is organic.
There we go. Vegan and organic, guys. You heard it here first.
I know.
And super bioavailable. Throw in the biochem.
Bio, right? That's important, you know. These are things that we like to talk to people about when they're looking at products. Like, you know, these words don't mean anything until you explain it. They're just marketing at some point.
Right.
There we go. And we're back.
We're gonna make a movie out of this fucking podcast. They were like, and we're back, and there we go. Hello.
Happy hour. It's like Groundhog's Day.
Yeah, right. You have some samples around you.
Yeah, what do you
got?
Can you show him? Can you put him in the camera? His little gummies? No. Come back.
I can't even right now. Like way too high for this, but it's okay. We're going.
Are we all?
Exactly. Just a little bit higher. So there we go.
That's better.
They are amazing. Absolutely amazing. And then my manufacturing partner in LA is CBD is Better. Robert, he's a great guy. And, do CBD and Delta 8 gummies, carts, tinctures, and always happy to fill any size order for anybody. They're pretty good. I know I know I have a biased opinion, but they're pretty tasty.
Okay, counts.
I mean, yeah, now it does count. Yeah, I did see white labeling options, which is very interesting. You know, you being able to consult somebody, move them to a product line, to put the brand on. I mean, that's actually a really cool way to place yourself within this supply chain because you've got a little flag placed everywhere they're there.
Right.
Yeah,
like,
smart. And your personality's stellar. Like, who doesn't want to work with you? I'm well, girl, damn it.
Just looking at the mirror. Oh, yes. I love it. I absolutely love it.
I'm gonna put a there you go counter on the bottom of this thing. We're gonna tally it.
It's gonna be great.
There you go. There you go. I'm doing it. I'm fucking doing it.
Turn it into a drinking game. You might die.
This would be like a new LeBow game. Just transfer over. Well, shit. Yeah, John. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Because this really felt more like a hangout sesh, and that's what I like. You know, like that too.
Yeah.
So we just got to stare at your face in like poses.
There you go.
There you go. All right, well, you know what's going to happen here. I'm going to try it one more time again here.
Fucking bye, John.
And then it's going to be
bye, John.
We said there you go while you were gone.
I'm trying to get this in. Thank you so much, John, for coming on periodically that's hour. Appreciate it.
Thank you
for being on
42 times.
Likewise. I'm super excited about my topicals too. I made a super stout before I left Michigan the other night, so
awesome. No, everything. Who knows what collaboration's going to come up? Like, please keep us posted.
Yeah. Like, they are very high quality. Coconut oil based.
Oh yeah. ClubHouse. Do you run rooms on ClubHouse, or are you just kind of?
I haven't in a while. I've been so busy. So.
Well, let us know. You know, let us. Or we can run one together, all of us. You know, let us know.
That would be dope. That would be super fun.
It's electric. Bye, John. If I'm second, I'm gonna die. And he's back.
We'll figure it out. Should we call it there?
We'll figure it out.
There you go.
Right. It'll take us just like him forever.
This time. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll have you on another time, you know, in a few months. We'll see what you've done and where you're at. You can you know, keep us up to date. Does that sound good?
Yeah. With the stronger connection next time too, I promise.
Yes, if you could just have the router on your phone. Thank you.
Right.
Have an awesome rest of your he's already gone. Bye, and Miami!
Yes. Right. Yeah.
John's such a cool dude. Who else could go on and off screen 42 times and just smile every single time?
Right.
Like, I mean,
and not be annoyed with it.
No, great guy, great personality, amazing demeanor, and he's back. He's back. This is how we do it, guys. This is how we do it. But again, so whether you are watching us or listening to us, we appreciate your time. And we will see you next week on the Hempy Hour. One love. Bye, John.
Bye, John.
Results.